Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1996 Nissan 180 SX Type S. This is one of 3 180 SXs in the game, maybe called something different in your region, but it's a 180 SX, the sort of slope-nosed cars, if you will, with the pop-up headlights. We've had the 95 Type X, this is the 96, this is the facelifted model, which got you this sort of ground effect-ish body kit, which I actually quite like, the rear wing, and some different rear lights, and of course it comes in this fantastic purple colour, which was going to race mod this, and I saw it came in purple, and we're going to use the race mod on the Type X anyway of this generation because there's a 96 Type X. Race mod isn't all that spectacular. I thought this purple was spectacular, hence the purple. So compared to the Type X, so last time the Type S is the naturally aspirated one, question mark, or it's a lower turbo. The Type X is the more powerful one, basically. Although I think the 95 Type X made around the same power as this. Front engine rear wheel drive, 340 horsepower, 1,104 kilos. Going to be interesting to see if this beats the 95 or not. This car is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track and nuts at the best time it possibly can. Current leader is the Mitsubishi GTO LM Edition, set a time of 27.017. Definitely did not set a 30, although 30 seconds is on the mind because the last 2 cars we've had have got into the 30s. In terms of what this is up against, well, the 180 SX 1995 sits in 242nd place with a 31.240. Trying to think, this is technically related to the S13 Sylvias, if I'm not wrong, which we've had one of those and it just snuck into the 30 seconds, so I guess somewhere around there. Nissan Slatey, 31.059 as well, so we don't expect a great turn of speed out of this. Sylvias are sort of very naturally not built for this circuit, as you might expect. You know, they're a little bit wayward, the power delivery isn't spectacular. You know, they haven't got the big power to get them out of the tricky situations the sort of slidiness finds themselves in, and as a result they're a little bit of a non-factor around this track, I guess you'd say. I have been finding the S13 chassis have drove a little bit better than the S14 chassis. Do not like the S14s. So, again, maybe that'll play in this ballpark, or maybe I'm talking nonsense. I know virtually nothing about these cars. Sort of on purpose because they're not all that interesting to me. Personally, I think the 180 SX is one of the better Sylvias, I guess. S15's my favourite, but even then, I mean, I'm not like a super huge S15 fan. Definitely not enough of an S15 fan to notice all the issues the Forza model apparently has, so there you go. We do look like we're on for a bit of a quicker lap. The first few laps on this were a bit scruffy. 31.057. Does that not tie it with the Slatey? I think I might have said that. Okay, so a little bit quicker than the 95 Type X, which, again, I want to say that 95 Type X was only making about 330 horsepower. The later Type X that you can get in the game, that one makes about 390 horsepower, and again that will run the race mod, so that will be sort of the protagonist of the 180 SXs, if you will. I thought it would be the Slatey. I think the Slatey made quite a lot of power, but the Slatey obviously did not handle that power particularly well. Whereas this is a little bit better. I mean, it's not atrocious or anything like that. I'd say it'd be a bit far-fetched to call it good, because it's not incredible or anything like that, but it's not bad. Certainly might have left it a bit too late into the final corner. To the line, yeah, not quite. 31.057. It actually beats the Slatey very, very slightly by about 2,000th of a second. But that is pretty much what I'd expect from this, in all honesty, in terms of lap time. Not a bad car by any means, and just not a particularly effective one. There's definitely For driving around this course especially, there's better cars you can buy, but also there's far worse cars you can buy. You can buy something like a 300 ZX, which really does not go well around this track at all. So, yeah, interesting stuff. A little bit quicker on that sort of last lap, which, mind you, Sector 3 is almost identical. There's a little bit of time in there. I don't think it's like an insane amount or anything like that, though. I don't think we're really not quite reaching the peak of this car, because I think we are about what this should be getting. 31.057. We'll place this into a very cramped 219th place. As I mentioned, it is 2,000th of a second quicker than the Nissan Celatia, and by extension the Z28 Camaro, quicker than an RX-7 Cabriolet, quicker than the 300 ZX. Lose out slightly to the Honda logo, Peugeot 106 Rally, and the Mercedes-Benz CLK 200 Sport, along with the 4-speed automatic NSX and a rear-wheel drive Skyline. But it's not as far off as you'd imagine from a turbocharged Toyota Supra. Just looking around at this car's sort of other relations, as mentioned, it beats the other 180SX by about 0.2 of a second. It's nowhere near the S15 Silvia's, but it is about 0.1 down on the Silvia K's 1800cc, the S13. And I do think the S13s benefit from having slightly less power, and they're a little bit more controllable. So yeah, there you go. That also ran race mod, is worth mentioning, that Silvia K. So I guess we'll see when we get the 180SX with its race mod what that'll be able to do when it comes to the course. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I will be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.